So, what if the most valuable professional skill you could possibly develop isn't actually a skill at all? What if it's just the ability to be seen? Today, we're going to dig into this pretty radical idea that in our hyper-connected world, attention has become its own form of career capital, and visibility can now compound way, way faster than expertise alone.
For the longest time, the path to success was pretty straightforward. You were told to just put your head down, get really good at your craft, and rack up the skills.
Yeah, the core belief was that if your work was high quality, it would eventually, get noticed and you'd be rewarded. Your results were your resume, and that was supposed to be enough. But here's the thing. In our totally information-saturated world, that advice is becoming dangerously outdated. We really have to ask, what if being the brilliant but invisible expert is just no longer a winning strategy?
To really get why, we first need to understand the new playground we're all operating in. It's called the attention economy, and it has fundamentally rewritten the rules of professional value.
This table here just nails the evolution. We went from the industrial economy, where owning the machines was everything, to the information economy, which was all about what you knew and the degrees you had. But today, we're smack in the middle of the attention economy. Information is everywhere, it's cheap. But human focus, that's the truly scarce resource. And that means visibility has become the new master lever for success.
What's wild is that an economist named Herbert Simon basically called this decades ago. He said that a wealth of information creates a poverty of attention. And it makes perfect sense, right? We're so flooded with data that the real bottleneck, the true currency, is the ability to capture and hold someone's focus.
Okay, so that's the theory. But what does this mean in practical terms? It means there's a real, measurable financial return on being seen. Let's call it a visibility dividend. And this isn't just a fluffy idea. Let's look at the hard numbers.
Get a load of this number, $1.34 trillion. That's the projected size of the creator economy in about a decade. Now, this isn't some niche hobby. It's a massive, institutionalized industry built entirely on capturing attention. And it's a huge signpost for where the entire professional world is headed.
And if you want to see where the money is actually flowing, this chart says it all. The creator economy is growing almost 4 times faster than the entire traditional media industry combined. This is a massive shift of capital, moving away from old institutions and directly to individuals who can build an audience. And that idea applies way beyond just creators.
In fact, this affects every single one of us. Academic research shows that when you get a visible signal for your skills, like, say, winning an industry award or having a project get public recognition, it boosts your salary by an average of 7%. Now, to put that in perspective, that's the same financial kick you'd get from an entire extra year of education. Visibility literally pays.
But here's the catch. Attention is not distributed fairly. It follows what's called a power law, which is just a fancy way of saying the winners take most. As you can see here, the top 10% of creators rake in 62% of all the income. This is a really crucial dynamic to get. Visibility compounds. The more you have, the faster you get even more.
Now, this is where things get really interesting. Because visibility can be this incredible equalizer. For really talented people who maybe didn't go to an Ivy League school, building a public body of work is a way to completely bypass the traditional gatekeepers. You get to prove your skills directly to the market, no permission required.
All right, let's shift gears and see how this actually works in the real world. How does being visible create what we call an opportunity flywheel? That amazing state where cool opportunities start coming to you instead of you having to chase them.
Okay, perfect example. A guy named Sahil Bloom. He started out just writing these super detailed threads about business on Twitter. He built an audience, established his expertise, and then he converted that attention capital directly into a venture fund and other businesses. Why? Because being so visible gave him an edge in finding deals that no amount of old-school networking could ever match.
Or look at Packy McCormick. He started a niche newsletter analyzing startups, and he turned that into a multi-million-dollar media company and a venture firm. Now, the best founders actually seek him out because his ability to tell their story to his massive audience is a unique asset they just can't get anywhere else. So you might be thinking, okay, great for those entrepreneur guys, but I work at a big company. Does any of this matter for me? Oh yeah, absolutely. Just look at this data from inside large corporations. Employees whose work and skills are visible are more productive, they have a 15% higher chance of getting promoted internally, and they stick around twice as long. It's really simple. If the people who make decisions don't see your work, your career is going to stall.
And listen, this is literally how you're going to get your next job. Recruiters are now using AI to algorithmically scan the internet for searchable skills and public proof of your work. And get this, a post from a regular employee on a platform like LinkedIn has a staggering 561% greater reach than a post from their own company. The takeaway here is crystal clear. If your skills aren't online and visible, you are for all practical purposes invisible to the job market.
So what does all this mean? Where does all this evidence lead us? Well, it points to a brand new strategic imperative, a new mandate for how we have to think about and manage our careers today. So here it is, the new career mandate. It really boils down to these 4 rules. Rule 1, treat your visibility like capital. You have to invest in it. 2, signal specificity. You need to be known for something. Don't be a generalist. 3, bridge that visibility gap. Use your public work to go around the old gatekeepers. And finally, number 4, own your audience. Build an email list, a community, some kind of asset that's yours, and not dependent on any single platform. And that really leaves us with one final crucial question you need to ask yourself. We all work so hard to build our expertise, and that expertise is, without a doubt, valuable. But in the world we live in today, you have to ask, is it visible? Because in the 21st century, the most brilliant work on the planet doesn't matter if no one ever sees it.